Gentlemen, we are back with another great conversation here with one of our special guests, but more than a special guest. She's not only the wife of Miss Christy Martin, but she's also, I guess, a co-promoter of the event.
Let's not overstate.
Not,
I'm
well,
here,
tell us about your role here.
I'm Christy's wife at a Christy Martin promotion,
Right.
which means I get to jump in and help her with all the things. But this is her ball of wax.
Right. So whatever she needs, you're here for it.
I'm here.
Hey, just like I am with my wife. It's the same thing and everything. Tell us a little about Lisa Halloween. Tell us a little bit about, your background, first of all, in the boxing.
I was lucky enough to box professionally. Back in the day, I tried boxing amateur, but it took 5 years to get 3 fights, and they were all against the same female.
Oh, wow.
I ended up turning pro at the ripe young age of 32.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that's nice and young, right?
And boxed for 10 years as a pro and had a great time. 47 fighes.
Wow.
2 world championships.
Wow.
And I
was looking at the documentary.
I
I was looking at the documentary. Obviously I didn't know much about, you. I knew you. By the time I saw the documentary, I'd already known of you and met you. But I was kind of surprised about, they were really fearful of you. You were like, you must have been a beast out there.
I was taller and strong. I ran track through college at the University of Texas, so I was a natural athlete.
Okay.
But you know what that means in the world of boxing, right? Christy turned pro in the 22 and had 10 years experience on everybody.
Right.
And strength and a little bit, and I was a little bit getting longer in the tooth. I had the strength.
Right.
And I was at the age where I was losing some of my speed.
Right.
But me and every girl in the boxing gyms around the world spent about 90% of our punches on the heavy bag with Christy Martin's face on it. She was the girl.
Right.
So in order to become the girl, you got to beat the girl.
Okay.
And she was the payday.
Right.
She was the TV star.
Right.
She was the best boxer of our era.
Yeah.
So anybody from 135 to 154 wanted to fight Christy Martin.
Right. Which brings me to a couple of things, actually. You see this lady's face on the bag where you're punching it every single day.
That was more sort of a
analogy. I get it.
Yeah.
But no, I did that too.
Yeah.
As a fighter, Bob Thunder Thurman, he was a world champion. I put his picture right in there, and I said, this is the guy I'm going to get. Alvin Proud of those guys. I got one of them, right, and all the stuff, but I was motivated. So I understand what you're saying, but I also understand these other emotions, these underlying emotions that I kind of like when I was interviewing her. I talked a little bit about it, but I want to dive into it just a little bit more since I'm now talking to you, right? So as a fighter, right, when you lose a fight, right, you really do kind of hold on to it. I don't care who it is. Now, but here's the thing with me. Okay, Lisa. I didn't go marry the person who I lost to, so I have to deal with that every day.
Every day. But the truth is what I know about being an athlete is the right person wins on that given day.
Right.
I wasn't that right girl on that day. I'm really proud of my professional career.
Right.
I did good for myself.
Right.
I got to do what I wanted to do for 10 years, which is more than a lot of people can say.
Sure.
But I have a firm belief, one that I've held since my early 20s. Somebody once said to me, if you like where you're standing, why would you change any step?
Right.
And as an athlete, on the Netflix documentary, it's like, a couple of years later, and they call me for sparring, I was over it.
Right.
As much as you can on the loss.
Sure.
There's moments in everybody's life where they're driving down the road and they're like, man, I'd like another bite at that apple back 5 years earlier that I got it.
Yeah.
Because every person that has an athlete's heart wants to take back those losses and sort of sticks in their back teeth.
Absolutely right.
The funny thing, and this is true, is sometimes in the boxing thing, it's like Christy beat me. But when it's Christy and I in our home, we're doing things, I don't see her as Christy, the girl that beat me.
Right. I hope not. No,
she's a
that
smart
would make for a tough romantic night.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Well, I was thinking, but no, then
I was thinking, that I'm glad I missed that last hook of yours.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the fight went the distance, correct?
It did.
It did go the distance and everything, but you had no doubt in your mind that you lost the fight, right?
I lost. I lost. In classic fashion, and my heart was broken.
Yeah.
I remember every single step it took me to walk through that Las Vegas airport after that fight.
What was life after that for you? Because you were a world champion at the time when you fought her. Did you lost your world title with her?
No, sir, it wasn't a title fight.
Okay.
It wasn't a title fight. I remember every single heavy step walking through the Las Vegas airport, just thinking, man, that was the shot that I wanted my entire career, and it's gone.
Yeah.
But like I said, truth be told, is style-wise, what I got to know is in being Christy's sparring partner after, she was an entire head above every other female.
She was a boxer, man. She could really box.
She was a boxer. She was a puncher.
Yeah.
And she knew how to do both.
Exactly.
And
I've always said that about her.
That wasn't something that we all knew how to do.
True that. Right.
Yeah. And Christy reminds me of my, everybody in sport is what they are in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she and I were driving down the road one time and had a conversation. There was another fighter in the back seat, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Why spend any more time in there? You get the same amount of money."
Absolutely right.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, but when you knock him down, you want him to jump up to the count of 10 and make a couple laps around the ring." She's like, no, what if the ref counts slow? Right,
yeah, right.
And I'm like, okay, 12, and she's like, 15.
Right, yeah. So
it was just
fighter.
Yeah, and that wasn't really, I was more, I was a runner.
You didn't really have the killer instinct.
I did. It wasn't my, no. As a matter of fact, in sparring, if I knocked somebody down more than once, I leaned over to help them up. It's just this sort of basic instinct.
So what do you think led you to fighting then? If you didn't have...
I'll tell you exactly what led me to fight. I was getting ready for my last amateur Golden Glove. I didn't know it then. And there was a female professional fight, first one in Austin. And I saw those girls in the gym, and it's just that athletic instinct. It was like, look so tough. I could be a pro.
Got it.
I never thought like that. I went to college. I was going to be an accountant. There was all these things, and I was like, wait a minute. I can do this.
Right.
So
that's
I think, it's completely different. Christy says her first knockout, it was the best feeling in the whole world.
Sure.
And I was like, my first knockout, I was dead scared. The girl ran across the ring, and I was looking over my shoulder, and I sat down and I threw a jab at her. Right? And the girl really ran into my jab and knocked down in front of me, and I was like, what just happened?
So what I'm hearing
is I'm nicer.
Yeah, you're nice. Yeah, I'm hearing that. I'm certainly hearing that you're nicer, but so you never really developed the killer instinct? Because she was trying to kill you. She was trying to kill everybody. I don't know what it was. She had an edge on her. That was something very different. Are you saying that you never developed that edge? You were more fighting on skills? Because I understand that, because I had two lives like that too. But you sound like you only had one life.
I think I was just a plain old boxer.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough to have good enough athletic skills to get me as far as I did, despite my temperament.
Right. So how does it turn into a relationship? Right.
Well,
and the fact,
for 10 years we were friends.
Sure.
And I went down there and sparred with her for a couple of her fights afterwards. I met Jim, got to know him.
Yeah.
And, you just don't think like that.
What a nice guy, huh? Yeah, right.
I'll take the fifth on that.
Sure, right. No, he wasn't a nice guy. I mean, he couldn't have been. There's no way, right?
No, he wasn't a nice guy. As a matter of fact, I had I won't go into detail because, but before the Ali fight, I sparred with Christy, and I remember thinking, there's a reason why there's weight classes.
Right, yeah.
And so I had that conversation with Christy outside, and I said, I had that conversation with Jim outside.
Right, yes.
I said, I said, I think Ollie's too big.
Yeah.
And he said, Christy's a better fighter. And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if that was the baseline.
Right, yeah.
But I said, Jim, I've got 5 inches on Christy.
Yeah.
Ollie's got 5 inches on me.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe 40 pounds.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
You know,
she was a giant out there.
Yeah.
And she could box too. I mean, Ollie, she wasn't bad.
She was.
Right,
and in the beginning, she was, you know, she was just an athlete.
Yeah.
She learned how to fight and had good people around her. And you know, her and Christy are friends.
Right,
They're
yeah.
good. They,
Yeah.
you know, mutual respect and all that. But I just remember thinking, she's too big, you know, just that not settled feeling.
Right.
And Jim turned around and said, well, I think Christy wins. And so turned around and walked back in the house.
Right.
And I remember thinking, that was not a good conversation I just had with a husband who was a trainer of his wife.
Right, yeah.
So I was just like, all right, I'm here. Let's go.
Well, yeah. So did that kind of help you kind of maybe move towards her a little bit more to say that, you know, she didn't have really anybody in her corner for real?
Yeah, she had a trainer, but she didn't have anyone in her corner.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
And I think that was part of her edge. So it served her in boxing. I'm just not sure it served her in that part of her life.
Right.
So I hope in my part of her life that what she knows is that I may not have any training skills at all, but I got her back.
Right, you got her back. Right. And that's really important. When you talk about having each other back as we wind down, you know, we talk about the LGBTQ community. I always talk about, I'm straightforward. I just talk about it, but we talk about having people back. Why do you think people put so much emphasis on whether, you know, about the gender thing and how tough has that been for you guys to navigate in this society today?
You know, I have my mother in me that says, you know, smile and kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
So I've never, you know, if somebody's looking at me crazy or something, I'll usually be the one to say, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And so I haven't really let it bother me, but it's still there. It's there in this undercurrent, the same way, you know, institutional racism and all these other things are there.
I can tell you about it. Right.
Yeah, my mother was a first-generation American from Trinidad, so I've seen it both ways.
From Trinidad? Yeah. Okay. I do see a little.
My father's Samoan, so.
Okay, Samoan. That's what it is. I know I saw something there, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I have
So you're from where originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Hawaii and moved to Houston when we were about getting ready to go into high school.
What are your biggest aspirations for the promotion right now that Christy's doing?
You know, we're one step away from a TV day, and that's why we worked so hard through the pandemic, keep the brand pumping.
Yes.
You know, Christy's done an just amazing job.
Yes.
I mean, you see the plays, you see the fans. I mean, she's doing a really good job of marketing her brand and being solid. When you come to her fights, you see real fights, and it would be anti-Christy if we weren't, right? She says when all the fighters get together, she says, "I'm a promoter, not a protector."
Right? Yeah. Hey, real talk.
Get that from Don King.
Right? Yeah. So, you really care for her. You really love her.
She's the best thing. You know that.
What hold does she fill in your life?
You know, I have a construction company in Texas, and I wake up every day and, you know, work hard, and Christy works hard, and so, but I've never had anyone wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and make me coffee and sit down and let's have an hour, you know. And so, I mean, she's there every step of the way, and I hope that I can give her that same feeling of being there for her every step of the way.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Look, I know you got a show to put on here tonight and everything. And by the way, about the show tonight, how's it looking? Tell me a little bit about just really quick there as we wind down here. Just a little bit about what your thoughts about the show tonight.
It's 12 fights, and I was hard pressed to pick one that you know, every promoter goes, "Oh God, I hope they get through the fourth." Right. I'm hard pressed to find one fight that I think is going to be just a dog.
Right. Yeah. The guys look great.
Some good fights.
Yeah.
It's really going to be some good fights.
How can people still get tickets?
I think we got about 50 more general admission. The ring sides are sold. The tables are sold. But yeah, come to the door, Crown Reef, Myrtle Beach. Christy Martin Promotions. It's hard to find a better show in town.
In the words of Christy Martin, if you can't be on the scene, at least be on the screen. That means get that live streaming. You can go to akpromotions.org and buy that live streaming right now, guys. While it's on discount, you better go ahead and get it, guys. akpromotions.org.
It'll be a great show.
On the calendar, it's going to be great. Lisa Holloway, thanks so much for talking to me. Actually, we'll talk to you again real soon. All right, guys, that's another edition of Johnny Davis Live. We're going to be going into our next pre-show here shortly, live and our streaming broadcast. And so you want to go on over right now and buy that streaming and check it out tonight right here in Mayhem and Myrtle Beach. There you go, guys. Johnny Davis Live. I'm checking out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Christy's tickled that you're her got it covered.
Awesome. All right. Talk to you soon.